Good morning, BizDev Morning Brew. We're here Wednesday morning. It may feel like Tuesday, but it's Wednesday, and you're going to be okay. It's a short week. We're getting things done. I got asked yesterday a quick, brief question about how do I get to the point where you are? What do I need to do? You seem to have a lot of things in your mind that you're sharing with everyone, and I really want to know what got you to the point where you were at. And of course I went to college, but I don't really credit college for getting me in the right frame of mind. I've been I menteed under some very motivated individuals who gave me the right model to follow, and they were always gracious with their time, and they were always available to ask questions. Even one of my mentors, he travels the world consistently, working with the company that he is developing the sales team for, and every once in a while he's like, "Oh, I'm in Crete, and when I get to London, I'll give you a call." And it's like amazing to be able to have these type of people take the time to talk. So you want to be able to communicate with people who are gracious with their time, and then you in turn are gracious with yours to others who are asking questions. And to answer the main question, besides finding a mentor, which is not an easy task, usually the teacher finds the student, and it's not necessarily the student finding the teacher. When you're ready, your teacher will appear, and I do believe that wholeheartedly, because every time that I've made myself ready for my teacher, that they have appeared. And what I did was I read books. I wasn't a very avid reader in school. However, as an adult, I started to really read, and I by chance got a job working at a bookstore when I left this sales job that I was just tired of. I started in sales, not thinking it was going to be a career, but I didn't want to continue with security work after I got out of the military. And I had a gift of gab, and I was told, you can sell ice to Eskimos, you can still sell ketchup to a man in a white suit. So why don't you go and sell cars, sell houses, sell whatever, right? So started working for a marketing company. And when I was looking around, I could not find anyone that I could really model after. All the guys there were pretty low bar individuals, and they were the quintessential, car salesman, used car salesman, and the guys that you everybody uses as a template for the stereotypical scumbag that really wants to just take advantage of you. And it wasn't really all their faults, because we were selling door to door, and door to door sales is probably one of the hardest sales to do. And I really saw it as a way of learning marketing skills and communication skills. And with that, I wound up being successful. At the same time, I just did not find the environment as being healthy for me. So I left that job, and a friend of mine who was doing martial arts with me said, "Hey, I got this night job working at a bookstore. You want to come work with me?" And all I was wanting to focus on then, I said, sales is in the garbage. I am going to focus on martial arts, because I'm going to be a martial arts instructor for the rest of my life. And I was looking in the martial arts section for more books like Bruce Lee and Jeet Kune Do and Tai Chi, and learning a little bit more about Chinese culture in the martial arts world. And I kept coming across these sales books, and I kept coming across I have right next to me a stack of books here, and one of the first books that I came across is this book here, "Who Moved My Cheese?" And I don't think you can see it because Zoom doesn't really allow you, but "Who Moved My Cheese?" This is a very interesting book, um, written. Geez, I don't even remember. I don't even know if the date. I got to look at the copyright date. But this book, kind of just like, what is this? Who moved my cheese? Who moved my books? Is what I was saying. I'm like looking all over for these books for me to be able to learn more about martial arts. And this book popped up, and I saw another book. I mean, a few other books just kept popping up that had nothing to do with martial arts. Um, another book came up. I mentioned this before. It's Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill, and it's probably one of the most read books of any book about becoming wealthy or becoming successful in business. And this book I've read several times. It changed my life. And again, just devouring book after book after book. The Ultimate Sales Machine. This is more recent that I just was told to read. This is a fantastic book about just discovering yourself. I was told that, not only in sales are you looking to find the right method and mode, and you're searching for the right metrics to to measure, but you're also looking to be a sound person, and be able to get through adversity without taking on the struggle in which you're going through, and understanding that it's not internally, it's not you that you're dealing with. That you need to, as long as you have the positive mindset and you know how to be a positive human being, that will express into your external world, no matter what circumstances you're in. And that comes clear in this book called Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, which I suggest any sales representative look up Viktor Frankl, and you will never think that you are going through a hard time in your life ever after reading this book. The man survived the Holocaust. Another great book by one of my mentors, Rod Harrison, is Are You Up for the Challenge? And this is a specific outline to his material that he puts out with the NASP and the Truth and Vision group. Read this book several times, of course, and sat with him and discussed a lot about what he wrote in this book. And it's always great to be able to communicate with your mentors directly if you can. Another great book, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself. This is another self-help book, I believe, I would say, and Becoming Supernatural. These are two great books by Joe Dispenza that help you tap into the mind. And this is the reason why I talk about the mind, and so forth and so on. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. A lot of people shun that book. I think it's a great book to read. Another book about the mind, Power and Force. This will change the way you look, the way you think about how you think about how you think. Is basically that's David Hawkins, and so forth and so on. 3 Magic Words, The Science of Getting Rich, Clothing Survival Guide, How to Live 365 Days a Year. What great salespeople do. This is another new book that another book that I was told just recently to. It's not a new book, but I was told recently to read it. Extreme Ownership, Solution Selling, The Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, another fantastic book. Just finished Death by Meetings. If you are a leader and you are looking to figure out how to get through your meetings, Death by Meetings, and so on. Pitch Anything. I just finished this book, was told that this is another book that I should grab. And again, more books. Sell by Sirhan, The 10X Rule, The Hard Way by Brad Lee, and so on, and so on, and so on. Why am I going through all these books? QBQ, another great book for you. This is the question behind the question. It's when you need to really decide. Asking questions are going to be your best way to get through all complaints. You need to ask more questions. Barbarians to Bureaucrats, another fantastic book about understanding why we go through the corporate cycle and the way we do and how we strategize it. Flipping the Switch, another fantastic book. Understanding is also the same writers who wrote QBQ. Benny, why are you going through all these books? Because it makes sense? Of course not. It doesn't make sense for me to consistently keep telling you all the books I've read. What I want you to understand is you need to read. You need to read. And even though a lot of these books, when you read and you go through them, are all going to give you some of the similar messages, all of the same bottom line is you need one, you need to stay positive, and two, you need to consistently keep looking and searching for more knowledge and learning more about the concepts in which you are looking to achieve. So if you are looking to become a something, you need to consistently learn in that subject in order for you to be better and better and better. Why? Well, the brain operates in a very magnificent way. We talk about this consistently, breaking through the analytical mind. Our thinking brain, which is what I'm using right now, is only 5%. So all the stuff that I just did, it's only 5% of my brain. The rest of my brain is keeping me active, is keeping me alive. It's actually pulling from memories in order for me to be able to communicate with my conscious mind. My subconscious mind is working without my knowledge, giving me the data that I need to consistently keep going. And when I'm working within my conscious mind and allowing my habits and programming to just operate, I work on an even keel. So if I want to become something new, if I want to do anything extra, if I want to grow, I need to actively work within my conscious mind and break through the analytical mind in order for me to be able to access my programs and habits. The best way for us to do that is reading. Because what we do when we read, let's look at, I wanted to pull this up. This is an interesting one here. So research shows that regular reading improves brain connectivity, increases your vocabulary and comprehension, and also empowers your empathy, empowers you to empathize with other people. Amazing. Aids in helping you sleep, which is one of the biggest things that most of us need, reduces stress, lowers your blood pressure and your heart rate, and fights depression symptoms and prevents cognitive decline as you age. So these are massive benefits that allow us to be able to empower our conscious mind and to be able to introduce new thoughts, new ideas to our subconscious mind. Because inside our subconscious mind, we're looking at our skills, our habits, our emotional reactions, our hardwired behaviors, our conditioned responses. These are things that we always have that are working for us. They're not working against us. These are working for us based on the information that it is stored. If you're not storing new information, your subconscious mind does not have the ability to be able to operate effectively for you to be able to do the new things that you say you want to do. Now, will you be able to still do new things? Of course you will. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is doing them better and better and better and achieving more and more and more at higher levels as you desire. So if you want to be the champion of something, you are going to have to introduce to your subconscious mind that you are that champion. You have the abilities, you have the things that you need in order to become that. In order to do that, one of the best ways through logic, reason, and creativity and your will is reading books. Books activate your subconscious, it activates your imagination, it has you visualizing because you are reading it, you're not seeing the visuals, you're just reading them on the paper. Your mind is actively visualizing the things that you're reading. So now you put yourself in a state where you are imagining the things that you are reading. And if you are paying attention to what you are reading, you are able to submerge yourself, your identity. The most powerful thing in the human existence is one's true identity. You now activate that and can become the things that you are reading about. Why am I so focused on reading Think and Grow Rich? Because Napoleon Hill took 20 years of his life to dive into the successful habits of those who have made major successes in our society and have done things that I would like to do. I would like to change the world with the thoughts and the ideas that I present and the products and services that I offer to the world. Why is here's a good book. Do more better. Do more better. Practical Guide to Productivity. Why do I? Because I want to be able to do more better. This book jumped out at me because of the fact of the title alone. I want to do more and I want to do it better. The word better is one of the biggest words in my my vocabulary, my lexicon. I have it written on my board. Good, better, best, never let it rest till the good is better and the better is best. I strive for that and I read more about becoming that, and so on and so on. Consistently finding a new book. If you are suggested, if someone comes to you and says, you know, I got a good book for you to read, immediately write that down. Immediately take the time to look for that book. Amazon is one of the quickest ways for you to get a book. You can get a book sometimes within a day. Within the day you order it, you can have a book sent to you and you can begin to read it. There's audiobooks. You can sit there and listen to an audiobook and digest 2-3 books a week if you take the action to do so. And this activates the subconscious mind on a powerful level where you are now able to start to activate your retention. We talked about this yesterday. Retention, if I can find the slide. But we were talking about how retention, we read and we go to lectures, which is probably our top 5 and 10% of learning. However, when you compound this over a regular time and you are consistent with this 5 to 10% is chipping away and adding more and adding more. And the more you hear the same message over and over and over again, the more it sinks in, the more it sets in, and the more we are able to activate the brain on a much more powerful level where we are in these different wavelengths, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. The deeper we go down, if we get into this alpha state, we're able to activate more of these skills, habits, and emotional reactions. If we go down further into the theta, and we're getting a little bit deeper into our thoughts, we can actually start to get into more of our associated memories and our routine thoughts and feelings. The deeper you go into programs and habits, and you get into the delta state, that's when you're sleeping. So if you read before bed, so to speak, and the last thoughts in your mind before you go to bed, you have the ability to be able to actually activate into more of your attitudes, your beliefs, and your perceptions. And when you have a false perception put onto you because of something that someone told you, your parents, your teachers, your priests, or whoever in your family, or somebody in your neighborhood told you something and it really stuck with you and you never really had anything else to put it aside, now you have the ability to really think on your own, cognitive thinking on your own, to be able to discern what you want in your life, what you want as reality. And then you can activate this right before bed, go to sleep, wake up the next day, repeat. Reading is one of the most powerful ways for us to be able to do that. So pick up a book, especially if you've been given the opportunity by someone who says, you know, I read this great book on the subject that you're actually looking at. You should check this out. Go to a lecture on it, read the book, 10%. Read. You can do audio visuals. You can do an audio book. That's 20% retention. Then after you've read the book, you share it with someone else. Now you're demonstrating. There's 30% retention. You go to a book club, now you're discussing the book. There's 50% retention. And then you start to practice the things that you are reading about, and then you teach others. Now you're expressing it. But you have to start by reading. Okay, so that's my answer to how do I get to where you are? Read. Read books. Read books on the subjects that you want to learn more about and share that information with others. BizDev Morning Brew, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Happy Wednesday. Most definitely be safe out there and have a fantastic